Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Rock and Roll Ramen 06. Thanks for the suggestion, Ramen. You asked, when was rock, paper, scissors first played? Now, if you've ever used rock, paper, scissors to settle an argument over who has to take out the trash, you're not alone. But have you ever stopped to wonder where this iconic hand battle came from? Who decided paper beats rock? Why does this weird little triangle of hand gestures work so perfectly? Today, we're throwing hands, literally, as we trace the epic and surprisingly ancient history behind this game. So stretch those fingers, practice your poker face, and stick around as we uncover the shocking origins of rock, paper, scissors. Right here on Explaining Everything. Believe it or not, rock, paper, scissors didn't start on a playground during a heated debate over who gets the last slice of pizza. Nope. This humble hand game has roots in ancient China, and we're talking ancient, like 200 BC. The original version was called shoushiling, which loosely translates to hand command or hand gestures. And no, it wasn't used to decide who had to do chores. It was a game of strategy and wit, often played among the upper class. Yes, nobles playing fancy finger games. Classy. By the 17th century, the game had made its way to Japan, where it got a makeover and a new name, Jan-ken. This is where the familiar trio, rock, paper, scissors, started to solidify into the hand-thrown drama we know and love today. And then, like a catchy song or a viral cat video, Jan-ken started spreading. Traders, travelers, and tea-sipping samurai carried it across borders, and by the early 20th century, it had landed in Europe. From there, it infiltrated playgrounds, offices, and even serious competitions. That's right, there are actual rock, paper, scissors tournaments with prize money and strategy guides. Somewhere out there, someone is training their wrist flicks like it's the Olympics. Jan-ken was wildly popular in Japan, like K-pop levels of popularity, but with more hand gestures and fewer screaming fans. It was easy to learn, fast to play, and perfect for decision-making. Now, if you're wondering how paper beats rock, here's the poetic and slightly confusing reasoning. Rock smashes scissors. Scissors cut paper. Paper covers rock. Because apparently covering something gently is a power move now. Anyway, the simplicity of Jan-ken made it spread faster than a cat video on the internet. By the 20th century, it had found its way to the West, where people took one look and said, "Hey, this is way better than flipping a coin." And just like that, Jan-ken became rock, paper, scissors. By the early 1900s, rock, paper, scissors had fully infiltrated the United States and Europe. Kids used it on playgrounds. Siblings used it to settle remote control wars. Adults used it to avoid awkward "who goes first" moments. But here's where it gets wild. In 2006, a man used rock, paper, scissors to settle a legal dispute over a $20 million art collection. That's right, a $20 million decision made with hand gestures. There's even a World Rock Paper Scissors Championship. Yes, that's real. People train, strategize, and psych each other out like it's the Olympics of hand games. There are judges. There are uniforms. There is drama. So if your parents ever said you were wasting your time with rock, paper, scissors, joke's on them. There's prize money in those palms. Okay, let's talk brain games. Rock, paper, scissors may seem random, but there's an actual strategy involved. Studies have shown that humans are terrible at being random. We fall into patterns. Someone who wins with rock might be more likely to play it again. Someone who loses might switch to paper out of frustration. That means if you pay attention, you can predict your opponent's next move. Mind games, people, it's real. There's even a name for this strategy: pattern recognition. It's used in poker, chess, and yes, elite-level rock, paper, scissors. So next time you lose, don't blame the universe. Blame your lack of psychological warfare. Fun tip: if you're playing against a beginner, they'll likely start with rock. It's the most aggressive choice. So counter with paper. Boom! Victory. Of course, humans being humans, we couldn't leave well enough alone. At some point, someone said, what if we added more options? Enter rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock, thanks, The Big Bang Theory, or even the completely unhinged 25-option version, where choices include wolf, lightning, dragon, and alien. At that point, it's less a decision-making tool and more a chaotic mess of hand cramps. But hey, creativity counts. So, when was rock, paper, scissors first played? Over 2,000 years ago, and it's been settling arguments ever since. From Chinese courts to Japanese playgrounds to awkward family dinners, it's the world's most trusted tiebreaker. Next time you play, remember, you're not just throwing random hand shapes. You're participating in an ancient tradition of psychology, strategy, and questionable logic. So whether you're Team Rock, paper, or scissors, respect the history. And maybe start practicing for that world championship. Catch you next time for more weird and wonderful knowledge bombs. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.